Welcome to Tuesday with Terry, the podcast for getting your mind, business, and life in shape. Hosted by Terry Blachek, one of the original area developers for Orange Theory Fitness who helped launch the brand from the very beginning. He'll use his years of experience to help you shape up your mind, build strong relationships with your teams, revamp your business processes, and set down the path towards success in all aspects of your life.
Good morning and welcome to another podcast of Tuesday with Terry. My name's Terry. I'm talking to you live from Austin, Texas. I got to tell you, it's a fun place to be. The sun is hot. The people are friendly, but I got to tell you, the workouts are a little tough over here. Come on into town anytime. It's a booming town. It's a great place to visit. We'd love to have you be our guest and come on and get a workout in with me. You know, one of the things we want to talk about today is putting in the effort. And I say this to a lot of folks is you can't let anybody else do your push-ups for you. You can't get the results in your own workout program if somebody else does the push-ups for you. You gotta put in the effort, right? And I say this too, don't be upset with the results that you didn't get from the investment you didn't make. What do I mean by that? What I'm saying is if you don't invest in taking 45 minutes or an hour out of the day to get your own personal workouts in, don't be upset that you're not losing the weight. Don't be upset that you don't look and feel great. Don't be upset because you didn't put in the time, you didn't put in the work. You know, many people say to me, Terry, man, you've had some success in the fitness arena and you've done some great things. My response to them is, if you want the same things that I have or have accomplished, then you're probably going to have to put in the same amount of work or do some of the things that I did in order to get there. You see, success is not just the destination. What people don't see is they don't see the adversity that goes along and the disappointments and the setbacks that happen in order to achieve the success. You know, I ran out of money. My first job in New York City, I ran out of money. I took a $300 cash advance to make ends meet and went up to the president's office and said, I love what I'm doing, but I need to make some money. Nobody saw that I took 90 days, lived in Jersey, took not planes, but buses, automobiles, parking to get into the city for 90 days at no pay in order to get my first job in New York City. I did it because I was making $18,000 and I wanted to make $40,000. And the truth of the matter is I took the job because I knew that if I put in the work, if I put in the effort, the reward would come. You know, certainly my first job in New York, I got paid $23,000. Sounds funny today, but the truth is that was the beginning of a long journey for me to build a career in the fitness business. But I was willing to put in the work. I want to share with you that many times when you have to do the work, you've got to get a game plan. And what you need is you need to write down exactly what it is that you want to accomplish. You need to put it on a piece of paper because they did a study at Yale University and they found out that only 3% of the graduating senior class had their goals written down, predetermined and predefined. They followed that senior class for a number of years and they collected them back. I think it was like 20 years. They got them back together and they found out that the 3% that had their goals written down had actually accomplished more financially than the entire 97% of the class. So when you think about what you want to do and what you want to accomplish, is it written down? And are you willing to put in the effort? I had a beautiful daughter. Her name is Taylor Nicole. And when she was 7 years old, I moved from Jersey to Tampa, Florida. And very difficult for me to make that move. And the only way that I would make that move, and I had gotten approval from the CEO of that company to leave early on a Friday afternoon and be able to travel back to New Jersey to see my daughter every weekend. And then on Sunday night or early Monday morning, I would return and come back to Tampa, Florida. The CEO said they would give me that ability to do that. My relationship with my daughter over the years has been a big piece of my life. It's been very important. And so she was 7 years old, from the time that she was 7 years old to the time that she was 14, every other weekend, I would get on a plane in Tampa, Florida. I would fly into Newark, New Jersey. I would rent a car. I would drive and pick my daughter up. I would then drive another 2 hours out to Pennsylvania and spend the weekend with my parents in Pennsylvania. And then on Sunday night, I would turn that all in reverse. And I would do it backwards and get back to Tampa, Florida, without exception for 7 years. And I got to tell you today, my relationship with my daughter is what it is because I put in the effort. It is what it is because I took the time. You know this as children. Children spell love Time, time. They want you to spend the time with them. And when you do that, that's how they perceive or understand that you really care and you really love them. All I'm suggesting is a lot of people wouldn't do that, but I'm telling you this, if you love it enough, it's worth it. The effort that you put into something will be worth it. I got to tell you also, when you're putting in that effort, a lot of times you'll be doing something day after day, week after week. You'll see this in your exercise program. You'll see this in training and developing people. You'll see this in building a business. But you will go weeks and months where you will not see a difference. But I promise you, just never, ever, ever give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your desires. Because all of a sudden what will happen, it'll feel like you're walking through mud. It'll feel like you're going uphill. And then all of a sudden it will become easier and easier and something will click and you'll have some success. And that success will breed to other success. And pretty soon you will find yourself rolling along, coasting along, doing all the great things because you put in the effort. I use the story of a stick shift in a manual transmission car. I don't know how many of you know how to drive a manual transmission, but I want to share with you a story. If you were to drive a stick shift or you know how to do it, who's the person that taught you how to drive the stick shift? Was it your dad, your mother, your aunt, uncle, brother, friend, wherever it was? And where did that happen? It may have happened out on a dirt road in a parking lot someplace. But I want you to rewind the videotape in your mind, and I want you to think about that process. So you sit down in the car and you put the seatbelt on, right? Safety first. Second thing you do is you turn the car on, and when you turn the car on, the car won't start. Why won't it start? Well, you got to push the clutch in. So you push the clutch in, you start the car. Then pretty soon what you do is you find first gear, and you're grinding first gear out, right? And so what's happening is you're trying to figure things out. And then what happens? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to slowly step on the gas as you let out of the clutch, and the car bucks and jerks and it shakes and it probably stalls. And you have to repeat that process and put in more effort. You didn't quit the first time. You didn't say it didn't work the first time. I'm done. I'm not going to make this happen. You say, let me try to figure this out. Second time, you go to start the car. You remember pushing the clutch. You find first gear just a little bit easier. You let the clutch out and now you're just coasting forward. And you get it so that you can drive around on the flat surfaces pretty good. And then what happens? You go up a hill to a stop sign. First time at an intersection on a hill, you got your foot on the toe on the clutch, your heel on the brake, you're stepping on the gas, your RPMs are going crazy. You let the clutch out, you stall the car. What do? You reach down, pull on the emergency brake, roll your window down, wave the car behind you. Come on by, come on by, right? And then what do? You put it in neutral, you coast back onto the flat, and you start the process all over again. That's the conscious mind at work. And because you didn't quit, because you didn't give up, because you put in the effort at a simple task. I'm not talking about building a business. I'm not talking about building a team. I'm not talking about starting your own business. I'm not talking about building a house. I'm talking about a simple task of driving a stick shift car, manual transmission. And so what happens within about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, what's happening? You repeat the process, you repeat the process, you repeat the process, and pretty soon you're starting a car, shifting it into third and fourth gear, going on the exit ramp, driving 55 miles an hour, rolling down the window, chewing a stick of gum, listening to the radio, talking to your neighbor, merging into traffic, all at the same time. You see, that's the subconscious mind at work, and you didn't give up. All as I'm suggesting today is don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your desires. Don't give up on your goals. And don't give up on your team. Most importantly, don't give up on yourself. Put forth the effort. You can do this. You can make it happen. Put in the work, and nobody else can do your push-ups for you. My name's Terry. Thanks a lot for tuning in today to another episode of Tuesdays with Terry. Go to my website, check it out, get involved in some of the other episodes we've got. Reach out, write to me, send me a note, letter. If you're ever in Austin, Texas, look me up, but I'm happy to go get a workout with you. Thanks a lot for joining us today.